rank Brock Purdy. Is he a top 10? Is he a top 5? I saw someone do a stream today saying that he's clearly the best quarterback in the league now. I don't know, Dad. Where 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 would you put him? I have a
Iggy.
list. I got a list right here.
Okay, hold on a minute. I want to make there certain conditions.
Yeah, I like
We're
conditions.
basing it on last night. The condition is if he is to play the rest of the season and the playoffs the way he played last night, which was phenomenal, where does he rank? We can't guarantee that he's going to play that way, but we're making an assumption and a
That's how
leap of
you can
faith.
do it. I might do it a little bit differently because I'm not going
Well,
to assume that he's going to play like his best game every night. But I see what you're saying.
I'm going to do that. So we have two different ranking systems.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm going to say right off the bat, based on what I saw last night and projecting ahead, there are two quarterbacks that are clearly better than him. Josh Allen and Mahomes. I understand Mahomes is hurt. We're talking about the best of them. They're better. They're better quarterbacks than Brock Purdy. I'm not going to say significantly, but they're better. They can do more things. Josh Allen, he can be a running back. He's so hard to bring down. Mahomes is so clever and so physically gifted. So those are my top two. Iggy, I got to tell you this. All the other quarterbacks, I think Brock Purdy can compete with. And I have not thought that in the past. And I'm going to give you an example. Is he as good as Joe Burrow? Well, Joe Burrow may be a better thrower, but Joe Burrow's hurt all the time, even more than Brock. Is he as good as Matthew Stafford? I don't think Matthew Stafford could play any better than Purdy played last night. Is he as good as Justin Herbert? Fuck yeah. I don't know that Justin Herbert could play any better than Purdy played last night. I think based on what I saw last night, he's as good as those guys. I think he's better than Jared Goff. I think he's better than Dak Prescott, who will get you killed at the worst time. I think he's better than Sam Darnold, who I've seen go out of his mind and lose games. I think he's better than Hurts in Philadelphia, who really can do just a few things. Now, Lamar Jackson, I suppose, is very good. I've never loved him as a quarterback. So I'm saying, is Purdy top 5? Hell yes. You're not even looking at the camera, so it means you disagree with me so much you want to vomit, right?
Well, let's slow down. I mean, did he play like that yesterday? Yes. But I mean, he's been playing for 4 years. I wouldn't just throw out the rest of he's had a really good month. But it was like 4 weeks ago that he completely melted down against the Panthers. He missed 8 games. I mean, let's see him do this for longer than a month. Let's see him do it against one playoff team or one team that has more than 8 wins. Here's the way I look at it. And I respect your list. But to me, I think there's like a top tier of the elites quarterbacks that would essentially be pretty good and probably at least 500 on any team in the league. The Jets, the Browns, any team in the league. Mahomes, Allen, Herbert, Burrow, Stafford. That's to me, like, I think they'd be good anywhere. And then you have the second tier, which is like guys who can play as well as those guys or better if they're in the right situations with the right players around them and the right coaches. I think there's a lot of quarterbacks like that. And I think right now, based on how Brock's playing and what he's got going around him, you could argue he's the best of that group, that he's 6th. But I think last year he might have been down in that group, whereas someone like, I don't know, Darnold was higher. So I think it kind of the second group is heavily dependent on who's calling the plays, who's catching the passes. Whereas, like, if Brock Purdy went to the Jets, would he be good? Would they win? If Stafford went to the Jets, I think they'd be probably 500. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Okay. Aside from the Jets, because who cares about the Jets and the Raiders? Are you saying? Because I want you to be clear on this. You put him as the number 6 quarterback currently, or saying he might possibly be the number 6 quarterback? What are you saying?
He might possibly be. I feel like there's stretches like the last month he's played like the best of the second tier of quarterback. I think of the first tier of quarterbacks as like future Hall of Famers, guys that any team would want in any era. I don't know if I look at Brock as that way, but the guys in the second tier are guys like him, Baker, Trevor Lawrence has been hot this year. Drake May's MVP candidate, but he hasn't done it that long. Lamar, I wouldn't put Lamar with the best of the best. I don't think he's running that much anymore. I think there's a lot. I mean, Bo Nix is having an incredible. I mean, Bo Nix is winning. I don't know. I just feel like if, yeah, he's in that second group of guys, and I think there's like 15 quarterbacks that would do well. And you can't discount the fact that there's something about the Niners system and their players that helps every quarterback. It doesn't mean that Brock isn't very good, because he is very good, but it helped Jimmy. It helped Mac. It's helping Brock. And on other teams, like which quarterback has more help than Brock? In the sense that he got a top 5 play caller. He's got the best tight end, the best receiving running back, and the best left tackle. It's a lot of help.
Iggy, do you put Dak Prescott in that group?
I would put Dak Prescott in that second tier of quarterbacks. Like if you put Dak Prescott on the Niners with Kyle Shanahan and George Kittle, he'd be really good. Would he win a Super Bowl? I don't know.
Jared Goff?
Yeah, I'd put him in there.
Okay. Sam Darnold?
He can't move like Brock, but he can throw.
Sam Darnold?
Yeah, I put him. I'd put Jordan Love, Drake May, Bo Nix, Baker Mayfield, CJ Stroud. I mean, if you took Brock off the Niners and put CJ Stroud off the Niners, would they be way worse? Would they? They might be kind of the same, a little different, but kind of the same. With Kyle calling the plays and George Kittle there.
Okay, I really think you're making good points. I want to come back to one thing you said, that Brock is in a really good system for him, and if you put him on another team, he might not be as good, like the Jets. Okay. I think you could say that about Joe Montana.
Fair.
I think
he did go to the Chiefs and have some success.
Yeah, he went to the Chiefs and did very well at the Chiefs. True. We know that the Raiders, for a fact, did not want him. That Bill talked to Al about it, and that Al and Tom looked at tape and they simply didn't want him because his arm was not strong enough for Raiders football. So now some people consider Joe the greatest quarterback who ever lived. If not the greatest, he's really up there. But the point is, he really did benefit from that system. So I don't know if that's a criticism, benefiting from a system.
It's fair. It's a fair point. I think what I'm trying to say is, like 20 years ago, let's bring it back to the Phillip Rivers example. He's so different than the quarterbacks today. And he reminded us of what those elite upper echelon quarterbacks were like 20 years ago. It was Rivers, Roethlisberger, Manning, Brady, and let's say Rodgers. These are guys that could go to any team and do well because they were the system. Tom Brady proved it. He was with the Patriots. He had all kind of different play callers with the Patriots, and he left, went to Tampa, and won again. So I just don't know that quarterbacks are like that anymore. You could argue that even Mahomes, I mean, was Mahomes that good this year? He missed a play. He got eliminated from the playoffs with like 4 weeks to go with Andy Reid. Are there truly elite quarterbacks anymore? Or are these guys all dependent upon who's calling the plays, who's thinking for them, who's out there with them? I'm just saying.
Fair enough. We were really evaluating Brock in 2 different ways. You were evaluating him in a very responsible way based on his career. I was doing it based on one game, which is really bullshit, but it makes me happy. And I wish we could make a bet on it, but we've already bet. I want to remind people, we've already bet a
nice
pen.
one.
Yeah, and I can't afford another one. So I'm not betting another ballpoint pen.
Yeah,
but
one bet at a time.
I forgot that first bet was who wins the next game for a ballpoint pen.
Yeah, I put it on. I bet an entire ballpoint pen on the Chicago Bears, a team that likes to be down by 10 points with 4 minutes to go and then kick it into gear. So I'm feeling good about that.
Hey Iggy, didn't I once take you when you were a kid to a Giants game and the player stole your ballpoint pen?
Yeah, this was spring training, high school. Got there early. The way you would do it is you'd have a ball and a Sharpie, and the guy'd be out there. You'd like try to throw both of them, and got the ball. He got my Sharpie, threw the ball back, and just kept the Sharpie and kept finding people's, and then left, and it was Marquise Grissom. Marquise Grissom, I haven't forgotten. You owe me a fucking Sharpie, Marquise. You're a great player, but that's not cool.
I remember you were so outraged, Dickie. He took my Sharpie, Dad.
Did you see that?
Okay. So based on last night, I'm saying Purdy is by far and away the best quarterback in the NFL right now.
Would you rather have Purdy than Justin Herbert? If you were like general manager of Team X starting over, you would really take Purdy over Herbert? I mean, that's okay. I think some people would say that, I guess.
I'd have to think about it, Iggy. I think based on their whole career, no. You'd want to have Justin Herbert.
Based on last night.
I'm only basing it. I don't think Justin Herbert had a game like that this season. And plus, you know what? I think Purdy's nicer than Justin Herbert.
There's something about Justin Herbert that's decidedly off-putting.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about Harbaugh quarterbacks, but I feel like he was like that before Harbaugh got there. I'm not even going to put that on Harbaugh.
Okay, so we really
you said he's the third best quarterback in the league. I said he was. You could make the argument that he's sometimes as good as the sixth best quarterback in the league.
Yeah,
although I don't know. We'll see
how he finishes the season. I said he's top 5, but I understand you could probably say that Stafford is better or Joe Burrow is better, and I would.
Here's the thing: if the Niners called the Rams and said, "Well, look, we got a great trade for you, Brock Purdy for Matt Stafford," do you think the Rams would do it? Stafford's 37 years old. Do you think they'd do it? I don't know. Maybe not.
Well, he's not as mobile as Brock.
You think the Bengals would trade Burrow for Brock?
No. I honestly, he gets hurt a lot, but Brock does too. But Burrow, God, he's a wonderful quarterback. I love him. Yeah.
The best like when Josh Allen throws the ball, when Herbert throws the ball, when Stafford throws the ball, and it's like holy shit, wow. When Brock plays, he has some holy shit moments, but it's never when the ball leaves his hand. Then it's like, okay, it's floating, and hopefully they catch it. It'll be accurate, but it's going to be in the air a long time. These guys are throwing missiles, and it's a different experience. But arm strength is never.
Hold on. I was watching on TV last night. So again, I'm not at the stadium. His passes, Brock, looked to me like they had some mustard on it. They didn't look like. I'm not sure.
The end was that killed me, man. The one to Kendrick at the end. Why did you call that play? Why did you throw that pass? But it was okay. It was fine. I'm gonna let that one go. They do interesting stuff. Also, not challenging the Jake Tonja's touchdown. What was that? Fortunately, it wasn't a close game. Didn't matter.
You left the mustard. I want to stay with the mustard. I'm saying
mustard. What kind of mustard did he have on his throws, Dad? Were we talking golden
spicy? Golden spicy. He had golden spicy. He didn't have Dijon, but he had.
Is it true that Sprewell choked Carlissimo because Carlissimo told him to put mustard on his pass?
That's what I've been told. That's what I've been told by people who were there. He said, "Put some mustard on your passes," and he choked him. Now, look, I got to tell you, I'm not saying Carlissimo deserved to have that happen to him, but he was a pain in the ass to the players. Players really, really didn't like him. He coached up in Portland, I think, and they called him Policimo.
Oh, wow.
I know that. They called him. They didn't like him.
I remember you took me to that press conference after it happened. I was probably 9 years old.
You came down there with me?
Yeah, you took me. And I remember someone said that when it happened, when Sprewell started choking Carlissimo, that there was someone on the team who will remain anonymous who was shooting free throws and saw it and shot one more free throw. Like, oh, damn, that's someone should stop that.
Listen, and they had a news conference that night. I think I told you what happened. We had dinner. I even had a glass of wine. Who knew? And the PR guy, it was before Raymond was there, calls me up from the words, "What are you calling me for?" He says, Lowell, I think you better get down here. We're having a press conference. Sprewell just choked the coach. I said, I'll be there. I'll be there in 10 minutes. And St. Jean and Carlissimo sat at a table in the gym.
Yep.
and 2 chairs behind a
They
table.
showed the thing. Yeah.
Well, he was wearing a turtleneck sweater.
Oh, yeah. I
Remember?
swear I
Or
think
like
I
it
was
was
there. I think you were like,
yeah.
"Hey," I think you were, like, kinda tipsy, and you were like, "Hey, you wanna come see some shit?" I was like, "Yeah, I do wanna see some shit."
And he was wearing and whenever we asked questions, he said, "I don't wanna answer it," and I'm thinking, "Why the hell are you here?" Because he didn't wanna say how they I not only heard that he choked him, I heard while he was choking him, he started choking him around the key, and he dragged him by his throat under the basket. Now, I wasn't there, but that's what people who were there told me. They dragged him across the floor by his throat.
My goodness.
Yeah,
Well
yeah.
well, at least he didn't die.